Hello guys, in this video we'll talk about the problem LCS. LCS is longest common subsequence. So there are two words like X where G T A Y B X B Y B and Y is T A Y B X G Y B. Okay, so before we move further, I would like to tell you where we use this problem. Okay, so this problem is used in multiple scenarios like DNA sequence analysis, plaque checker, and git diff. If you used git diff, there we also used LCS. Okay, so I tell this problem is a kind of yes no problem. Okay, so what is yes no? So this is our recursive tree. Okay, so there are two scenarios, whether is yes and second scenario is no. Okay, you can go from any direction, from left to right, right to left. Okay, suppose the length of x is m and the length of y is n. Okay, so there can be two scenarios, x and no, yes and no. What is yes? Suppose the last character of y and the last character of x will match. Okay, so when the last character of y and the last character of x will match, in this case we return 1 plus we call the same LCS function after removing the last character from both x and y. So x minus 1, y minus 1, m minus 1 and n minus 1. What if the last character of x and last character of y will not match? Then we came in this no condition. Okay, if the last character of x and the last character will not match, then in this case we return maximum of, we call this function we remove the last character from x. Okay, keeping the y same, and in second case we remove the last character of from y, keeping the x same. Okay, so we call LCS x minus 1 y m minus 1 n and LCS y minus 1 x y minus 1 m n minus 1. Okay, so we take the maximum of what is returned from this whole thing. Okay, so if we see the pseudocode of naive Bayes approach, relates the function LCS x y m and n if m is equal to 0 yeah n is equal to 0, we return 0. Okay, in this case, else if the last character of x and the last character of y will match, so x of m minus 1 is equal to y of n minus 1. In this case we return 1 plus LCS x minus 1 y minus 1 m minus 1 n minus 1. Okay, else what if the last character of y, x and the last character of y will not match? So in this case what we do, we return the maximum of, okay, LCS x minus 1 y m minus 1 n and LCS x y minus 1 m n minus 1. So generally we call this whole problem as a yes no kind of problem. So there are two ways either both will match, yeah, both will like the last character of x and y will match and the last character of y and x will not match. So this is our naive Bayes approach. There are many more approach like the optimized approach. We'll talk about this in the upcoming video. Thank you.